This is consistently one of our most highly ranked lectures year after year, and that's due to our very esteemed speaker, Professor A.J. Agrawal. We're really delighted to have him back this year to speak on business models.
So when somebody walks into my office, the first thing I'll ask them is to describe the business, because I need to understand what's the value proposition. And then as soon as I figure that out and I understand what they're trying to do, the second question I ask is, what's the business model? Many times people confuse these two. The business model is not how you're going to create value, it's how you're going to appropriate the value. Just to give you a little bit of a taxonomy on business model types. Okay, the first and most obvious type of business model is to sell the product. Okay, so you have the invention, you build it, you sell it. Number two, license the idea. Okay, so if you have an idea, rather than building it and selling it, you can just sell it right away, sell the idea. A third type of business model is to sell a service. So in other words, and I'm going to give an example a little bit later on, about building a product and then keeping the product in-house and selling it as a service. I'm going to jump down to the bottom one next, where the business model is a transaction fee. And probably people are most familiar with this type of model in online platforms like eBay, where your innovation is facilitating a transaction between a buyer and a seller. Then there are these more nuanced business models. We're all familiar with things like television, radio, magazines, newspapers, where we can get the actual item for free. So in other words, the producer, the person who generates the content on terrestrial radio, is the seller. You and I, who are driving around in our automobile and may turn on the radio, are the consumer, and we're not paying for it. That's a model where there's a third party who's paying for it, the advertiser. There is another piece of that any experienced entrepreneur will tell you, which is lurking in the background of all of these business models, which is collect early and pay late. Even if you have a product that you can make it for 25 cents and sell it for $1, if you have to make a bunch of them and hold them in inventory, you may never get to play the second part of the game and sell it for $1 because you run out of money. Okay, thanks very much.